What up, yo? It's Marc from the Fantasy Knockout Fantasy Football Show. Today is Friday, April 21st. You can follow the show on social media at Fantasy Knockout. Make sure to subscribe whatever platform you're watching or listening on, and let's get that goal of 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm excited for today's show. The NFL draft is next week. That's always exciting. And the next show is going to be that draft recap, and then I'll go over all those fantasy implications. Quick, have you guys checked out the benefits of becoming a Knockout member? Visit the website fantasyknockout.com, click on that members tag and sign up. You'll have access to the draft cheat sheets, weekly trade chart, overall and flex rankings, plus priority questions and answers. Let's talk some news.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here is the news.
News with views. So quarterback Aaron Rodgers from the Green Bay Packers, I almost said the Jets. Jets GM Joe Douglas confirmed the team already has a trade in place for Aaron Rodgers. The rumors have the Jets waiting until day 2 of the NFL draft. Basically, they don't want to give up that first round pick. And if they wait and they use the pick, then there you go. They have to trade for not that. So I imagine Rodgers will be in New York. Running back Joe Mixon from Cincinnati has been charged with a criminal charge of aggravated menacing. This is stemming from a road rage incident in which Mixon allegedly brandished a firearm in an argument back in January. So this isn't news. We already kind of knew about this already. Then they dropped the charges. Then they found some more stuff. Then they charged him again. Not good for Mixon. I doubt that he'll be back there in Cincinnati with stuff like this. Head coach Jonathan Gannon out of Arizona. Reports say at least 6 teams have inquired with Arizona about trading up for that 3rd overall pick. Kind of interesting. See if that happens. Wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. He's a free agent. Formerly of the Rams, he signed a 1-year, $15 million deal with the Baltimore Ravens. It was said that Lamar was actively recruiting Beckham. This should help the Ravens finalize that deal with Lamar. And basically, it kind of kills Rashad Bateman there and Beckham in redraft leagues, whether I'm not going to be targeting or going after him, but if he falls in drafts, he could be a value just because he will be the option there. Running back Saquon Barkley out of New York, he won't sign the Giants franchise tag, and the Giants don't have much of an interest in signing Barkley to a long-term deal, so this is going to get interesting the longer it lasts. Quarterback Jalen Hurts out of Philly, he signs an extension for 5 years, $255 million. Smart for them to lock him up now with stud quarterbacks such as Burrow and Herbert, and Lamar's trying to get a deal. So huge for them to sign him now versus after those contracts. They will save a ton of money. Tight end Evan Ingram out of Jacksonville isn't expected to report to the Jags voluntary workout program as he seeks a new contract. I believe the team will work out a deal with Ingram, so more news to that whenever that happens, but Ingram should be there long term. Quarterback Brock Purdy out of San Francisco. He told reporters he avoided Tommy John surgery. He received an internal brace instead of getting that Tommy John, which puts him on a timetable to resume throwing before training camp, so that's good news there. Running back Dalvin Cook out of Minnesota, the Vikings GM, when asked about Cook being on the roster this season, said, quote, conversations are always ongoing with him. That's not a yes, so we'll see if they can make a trade. Most likely he's going to be a cut casualty come June 1st. Running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire out of Kansas City. The GM there, Brett Veach, said the team will wait until after the draft to make a decision on CEH's 5th-year option. Basically, I think they're going to find a replacement in the draft, and they're not going to extend him, and they'll move on, and he will be labeled a bust. Running back Josh Jacobs from the Raiders, he has not signed a franchise tag, and he will not participate in the voluntary offseason program. If the two cannot work out a deal, like a long-term deal, I believe Jacobs will play this year on the tag, and then he'll hit the open market next year, so we'll see what happens with Jacobs. And then quarterback Trey Lance out of San Francisco. The 49ers have fielded calls from teams interested in trading for Lance. I'm sure the Niners won't deal Lance if Purdy's rehab doesn't go that well. But I wouldn't be surprised if they trade him just before or maybe during the draft to a quarterback needy team. And then this is big news. Wide receiver Jameson Williams from Detroit. He's been suspended for 6 games for violating the NFL's gambling policy. There were several other players involved that were suspended as well. I believe Williams and wide receiver Stanley Berryhill, both on the Lions, they both got a 6-game suspension. And then other players like wide receiver Quintez Cephas and safety CJ Moore, they received a year-long ban. And then the Lions released both Cephas and Moore after that news broke today. Trade alert, wide receiver Allen Robinson from the Rams. He has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. The team swapped 7th-round picks as well, and then Robinson is now there in Pittsburgh. And then wide receiver Chosen Anderson, he's a free agent, a.k.a. Robbie Anderson. He signed a 1-year deal with the Miami Dolphins. And then quarterback Tyler Huntley from Baltimore, he re-signed a 1-year $2.6 million deal to stay there in Baltimore. Good for him. You know, who knows if Lamar's back. At least Huntley did okay there. So we'll see. And then the last bit of news is the owner of the Washington Commanders, Dan Snyder. He has agreed to sell the team for $6 billion to Philadelphia 76ers / New Jersey Devils owner Josh Harris. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today. The next show is the NFL Draft Recap. Thank you for listening to the show. Make sure to subscribe whatever platform you're on. Please leave that rating and review. Really helps me out. All right. Till next time. See ya.